told you guys I'll be back, but I didn't expect to be back like this. Some things just hit different. Greetings, all my dreamers and dreamettes. It's your boy Mickey Fenty, aka Mickey Made It. If you guys are new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel. Subscribe right now. We got a lot to talk about, and I just got a couple jewels. I just wanna send out there to the youth. So it's breaking news that I'm seeing now. I was very shocked to see breaking news that Remy Ma's son, he's being charged for murder. And this whole situation, just this whole time, this whole era, this whole there's a lot of gun violence going around, and I just felt like I wanted to speak on that, mostly about the violence in the streets, than just specifically on that specific situation. Being that it's so new and freshly that people are just hitting the media now. I seen Lisa Evers posted that it's him and another person being charged for murder for a 47-year-old guy that lived in Queens. And when I just heard the whole thing, it was just going in through one ear and out the other, and I'm just thinking about the gun violence and everything going down. And then I put myself in his shoes too. In these times, especially when you have a name for yourself, or somebody in your family has a name for themselves, there's a way you have to present yourself and know, what's out there and how people are looking at you. It's so sad when you hear somebody, a celebrity, somebody that you love. We all love Remy Ma for her to go through for her son to go through the same situation that she had to go through. And it's sad. It's sad out there. It's too much gun violence. The youth out there got to find somewhere else to go and find other ways to solve their problems than just to taking it to the guns. Because when you're dealing with guns, everything is final. So you can't just, the misleading the youth is taking them down this way of destruction. They're making these type of mistakes that can never be brought back again. We don't know. Out here in New York, the rules and the laws are very, very strict. A lot of other places, they have places you can carry guns and all sorts of other stuff. But here in New York, the gun laws are very strict, and they're giving out a lot of time for these situations. Now, just touching on this whole Remy Ma thing, it's sad because we see in these times, it's either somebody loses a father figure, a mother figure, or somebody structure in the family that makes everything just go to pieces. And I just feel like a lot of, especially at that age, when I'm speaking on this, I'm speaking of the age of a young man at the age of 20 to about the age of 29. Those are the most detrimental times in a young man's life. Those are the times where you're going to be picking up your street smarts. Those are times when you're going to be meeting people that have similarities to you. And if you're going down the wrong path, or you're going down a path of gang life, or you're going down a path of just hurting people, this is where your life can make a turn for the worse. Because I've seen it happen. A lot of people, I always looked at it like saying you survived your 20s, because if you made it past your 20s, you survived your 20s, because 20s are the time of your experimental. And if you have your eyes and you're focused on something else besides bettering yourself, if you look at like if you're driven by money, or you're driven by what's going on the social media, you can be lost so quick, and people lose their lives for senseless acts. We don't know in right now if the kid had to defend himself, and that's the reason why this situation went down, a murder happened. But we don't know. It's just like how we see, a lot of celebrity kids, they're beefing with average or just regular people out there, and they don't realize just because your parents are celebrities or whatever, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna be able to hold it down just like how your parents did. So we don't really know the whole situation, but just to lose a son like that at the age of 20 something and be in jail for or prison for murder, it's gonna takes a long time, a chunk out of your life. So the youth gotta be. It's just everybody's. You have to take a look at what's really going on. A lot of these crimes and a lot of situations that's happening can be avoided. It's just people don't know how to deal with it. Like I've seen many times where people get into an accident and one person pull out a gun on the next person just because they got into an accident. And it's like, no, the insurance is going to cover it. You don't know how to solve situations. You guys could have both been hurt and in the hospital, but you made it. Just solve the situation. Wait till the cops come, get the papers right, your insurance right. But no, they out there with guns pulled out at each other. Like, why'd you hit my car? No, Get a new color. When you do things the right way, the outcome is always going to serve you better. So me just hearing that, just knowing that somebody's son is being like lost to prison or a victim to the streets because whether he had to defend himself or he was dealing with some beef drama that he had going on, and that's how it went down. It's all not worth it. It's all, even the person that passed away as well as the person going to jail. It's two lives lost. It's just, it's ridiculous. We can't keep going on in hip hop and just act like the music is not driving people to do what they want to do. It's the theme music for this stuff. We got to do a little better than that, because for I can understand having a daughter and having a son are two different things. Having a daughter, you're more worried about your little girl getting pregnant and things like that. But having a boy, you're more worried about guns, violence, and things like that nature. If he's headed down the wrong route, then as a father, if there's not a father or some kind of father figure in place, that he's gonna get lost. He's gonna get lost. He's gonna find himself in a place where he has to defend himself, because there's other people out there, other guys out there that's going through different things, and people don't know how to handle it. Some people are coming from households of some turmoil stuff, some crazy stuff going on, and some people are not. So when when them two clash, things happen. Things happen. It's sad out there, man. It's sad. I can't believe, it boils down to, you know, you don't want your kids making the same mistakes as you. You don't want your, people that you love around you looking up to you for the wrong reasons. You want them to understand why'd you do what you do and what got you to that point. What led you to this point where you had to defend yourself? Why'd you feel like you had to go to a gun to defend yourself? Is this person putting harm on you, and why? Are you putting yourself around people that don't love you? That's where it stems from. Because if you can't trust somebody, that's when anything like that can happen. I lost a good friend of mine, rest in peace, Lou, for just a senseless violence. And it's a snap of a finger and they're gone. But the pain, it lasts forever. People don't realize that. That's why I was so happy to hear that they caught the guy that sexually abused that 13-year-old in the park. Because, I mean, nobody wanted to take their kids back to the park because of this. It's a trust issue, it's a mental health issue, and it's gun violence all wrapped up into one. It's all one big gumbo of nonsense and destruction. I think people in the higher ups and the people that do have a little popularity to their name, they should stand a little firm on the neighborhoods and the places they came from to give those people some kind of education. Like, you don't gotta go that route. Yeah, it might sound repetitive the more you say it, but the more you say it, it's just like how you play that nonsense music, more and more people like it. The more you keep talking about it, the more people are gonna listen to you. You know that song that you don't really like, but it's on the radio every single day, and after a while, you know every word to the song. Well, you got to do that the same way, and keep on giving the youth the right jewels. Don't tell them just do anything, because when you do anything for money, it puts you in a place where you can find yourself gone, lost, don't even know who you are. Don't let these people just throw money in front of your face and think that's the end all be all. These people are hurt inside. The same people that's trying to teach you and fake you out, those are the same people that's trying to hurt you because they hurt. They want you to go through the same stuff they went through. Your kids can't make the same mistakes as the parents. It's not a good sign. It's not a good sign. It doesn't matter. This is not back in the day when entertainment took up most of your time. In these times, you have social media. There's no excuses for celebrities and their kids to go astray when they have more time to deal with their children, because they are the ones that's going to be the first targets. Those are the kids that they're not coming from struggle, so they don't understand it at all. So when they go out there and they realize that their family came from struggle, they're acting like something they're not, and they actually bump into somebody, and now they meet their match and they're in trouble. The only way they could defend themselves is probably pulling out a gun in these times, because that's the only thing they see people resolving problems with. That's not the smart thing to do. That's how you throw your life away. That's how you just give your life to. It's like you're giving your life to the devil, because that's what it is. The prison system, the whole incarceration, the whole cycle of people getting incarcerated and coming out, turning people into zombies on their way out. It's all set in place. This is all the plan people have for these people. Don't you think that we're going to go into war? Where you think those prisoners are going to be left held at? We don't know how the laws could be. They can take those prisoners. You don't even know if they could use prisoners as bait in the future. Try not to put yourself in the place of that. Prison is not the place you want to be. No matter if your folks could visit you, look, man, you're in there on your own. At the end of the day, you're in there on your own. No matter how many people could visit you, send you this, send you that, the food, living off of that food for more than a year or two, you're going to get sick. You don't know what's so many people in there that's dealing with so many problems. You don't want to be in a place where everybody's dealing with their own separate problems and nobody can come together. It sounds like that's just going to be destruction. The most thing that you're going to find yourself in is in another gang or dealing with some gang issues in prison. And where's that leave you? No, that's not a story for you to tell the youth. That's not a story that's valuable in these times and how we live in. Telling them that you've been to prison and you somebody now. No, why wasn't you somebody before you went to prison? Why'd you make the same mistakes over and over and over and over again? And everybody wants to man up to the fight, but nobody wants to man up to the challenge of being a real man. Like, get to that. Get to the point where you can actually stand for something. Not just stand on business because you went to jail, but stand on business because you held down your family and you taught them the right things to go on. Just because you make the mistakes doesn't mean you have to pass the mistakes on to your kids. There's many other things you can pass on to your kids besides your mistakes. That's a selfish way of thinking, and we don't even know how people are being treated with the over popularizing. You have to be popular to be somebody. That is so false and incorrect. Popularity doesn't. Popularity is it's not. You can't take popularity and cash it in at the bank. You can't take popularity and say, yo, you know what? Let me get that car. Let me get that house. Popularity can't get you that. Your hard work and what you earn gets you that. Popularity only has people looking at you in a certain way, most likely 9 out of 10 times, not actually who you are. They just have looking at somebody that they think you are. So you're out there and you're acting like something you're not, and you end up in a place where everybody's going to look at you in a certain way. Why would you want to live like that? Don't you know there's people with less living a happier life than there's people that think they have everything and they're depressed? These are the reasons why. Because along the way, them getting the money, they losing everything is losing behind them, family members, and everything is just going out the way. And they end up in this place where they have all this money and nothing, nobody to enjoy it with. This is no lie, I'm telling you. This is the actual truth I'm telling you. I have no reason to sit up in here. You know, people could make fun on the internet and joke all they want, but when things get serious, it gets serious, and that's what it is. I always say, you know, my main thing that I always say is, you'll be back, and I'll accept you back because I've been in a place of hurt before, and I understand I don't want to go back there, but I also understand there's a possibility I can get back there. So while I'm here, I'm gonna try to help people so that if they do end up getting in these situations, they can get themselves out of it or think different. Everything is not just hip hop and gun violence and sliding and diamonds. Some things is family love, your morals, you know, who you are as a person, how you present yourself, what you stand for. Those are the real things in life that mean something, not this over sexualized thing that got the youth going crazy to be like something they're not. Got people changing their bodies and changing the way God made them look just because to look a certain way on social media. And then when they go look on the camera, they all look the same. That ain't the way to live. Don't lose your family to no gun violence. Keep the people that you love close to you no matter what, even if it costs you a little extra to keep them at home doing what they want to do. Your kids want to do something. Try to support your kids, support the people around you so they don't have to go out there and make these type of mistakes. We're not going to get nowhere. People going to start just looking at people like this. It's like a war culture. Like they expect you to die at a young age. The youth, you can do better than that. You can do way better than that. You can grow an old age just like the rest of us, and you can live a life without looking behind your back. Only criminals live like that. Those are the criminals live watching their back and all this nonsense. Good people don't have to live like that. The only thing we have to look on our back is the wings that God gave us. You gotta watch your back every second because you did something to somebody. That's not the way to live. Don't let these people fool you just because they had a harsh life. They should have told you how not to get in that situation. But meanwhile, they want you to go through it. That ain't no love. That's people lying to you. So now the youth is out there with guns in their pocket, and they don't even know they're throwing their life away every step they take. Don't get mad at people for putting the content out there because some of this content will save somebody out there. Some of it will. There's going to be a kid that's going to listen to this, and he's not going to slide anymore. He's not going to slide anymore because sliding is not going to get you anywhere. You slide to the coffin. You're not a tough guy, I'm telling you. For the kid, you're not a tough guy when you kill somebody. You're not a tough guy just because fighting doesn't make you a tough guy. Tough guys that really have the power, it's not about that. It's about the respect, how they live their legacy, how they stood, with the things they stood for. Not the people that just fight. The dummies do that. You could put anybody in the ring and they just bang fists and see who gets knocked out first. That's an old school trick. That ain't no brains to take that, man. Ain't no brains in that, man. You just beating somebody up until you beat them bloody, man. That's old school, man. Y'all could do better than that. Don't let these people fool you like tough is the biggest thing. Tough ain't all nothing, man. Man, they throw these people away for 50 years, man. They ain't tough no more. They somebody's little girl. You went from being the toughest guy to somebody's girlfriend in jail. Does that sound a little bit factual to you guys? We heard the stories. It sounds about right. They all tough out here, but when they get in there and the real toughness, you step to somebody that's really tough and really got more problems than you, you start realizing the stuff you did ain't even worth being in there. Murder don't make you a tough guy, it makes you an idiot. Hurting somebody else makes you an idiot. Not knowing how to solve your problems correctly without using your mind instead of just using your muscle. That's what makes you wise. The guys that used their muscle fell into problems later on in life. They couldn't live without watching their back. Somebody always ready to stab them in it. But the guys that use their brains, they know how to maneuver. So before those guys even come close, they're already in the trap. They're already trapped. They don't even know how they ended up in the hole before they even can get to those people. That's the trick in life. The people that respect you for who you are. You don't have to be the toughest guy. You think the females really look up to the toughest guy? No, they look for the guys with the brains that can actually give them a longevity. No female really wants short term, but you're there though. You're in front of her though. You got her number though. Now do something with it. You ain't worth nothing. All you want to do is sleep with her, but you ain't worth nothing. Because you ain't had no family or no morals or nothing about you. So you expect you go down and lay with her, make babies, and you can't even raise nobody right. So now everything is going crazy. Come on, we got to wake up and do better than that. Nobody ain't dissing you. Niggas, people don't understand. Like, people are trying to uplift you. People take it as, like, being that somebody might have a different type of education or somebody might have a different way of uplifting you. People take it like, oh, he looking at me and is he stupid? No, get out of that mind state. Get out of that child mentality that's scared to learn stuff. If you don't want to learn in these times, you will not survive. Learning is the main component even in war. If you want to go to war and you don't learn your enemy, you lost already. But people go out there and it's like they aiming their guns sideways. They don't know what they're doing. They're hitting the wrong people. Little kids are getting hurt. And all they can say for themselves is gang, gang. Man, if y'all don't get that crap out of here, man, that ain't the way to live. It ain't the way the youth should be looking at y'all. And you want somebody to look at you like you some OG. You ain't no OG. OG. Wow. You think you're an OG. Wow. You're OG what, on YouTube? Where your OG at? Where's your name carved out? What building? What block? What do you own? What OG what? Don't believe these people, man. They want you to make the same mistakes as them because they don't know what the hell they're doing in these times. The way time's moving, technology has caught up to crime. If you do a crime in the street, you think you're going to go in and just because you have some money and defend it in court when they probably got the poor boy on tape shooting somebody. Are you kidding me? This is how it goes. The AI have the cameras clear as day. I mean, you can watch a movie through these cameras. And you think you're going to get away with something? And you're not telling the youth that, yo, y'all are being watched every single day. You think you're getting away with something, but you're not getting away. All they have to do is press rewind. And then you're stuck in time in prison. But they don't see that. All they see is the social media. They didn't look up to see the camera was watching them while they was watching social media. Tell them something. Because we losing them every single day. You see it. Girls and boys. The girls not even getting into the gun violence, but they still a victim of the violence. And they're victims of sexual abuse. From young all the way to a grown woman. So you know there's no fixing in between that. Look how it's 2024. Look how far we've came, but look how far we still behind. Can't y'all see that? Yeah, y'all are good at, yeah, it's one thing about joking and dancing and having a good time and celebrating, but you can't pop bottles when somebody's popping bullets outside. Can't we just wake up for a second? Turn down the music a little bit. Tell the DJ, cut that crap off for a minute and wake up and see there's somebody dead outside. Until we start realizing that hip-hop is going to find itself in a stuck place where the celebrities are going to become the new targets. Can't y'all see what's happening? And then y'all have kids, they're going out there, they're spending your money that you work hard to see them with a good life, and somebody going to come and take it from them. Because you didn't have the mouth or the heart to speak up for your culture. Don't point at the fans. Stand up for something and stop being so quiet. This is the same thing Martin Luther King said. You stand up for something though, man. Stop just standing up for money. Yeah, the best thing you could say, okay, I got a pretty coffin. But what else? You know how many celebrities had to bury their kids in the past 5 years? Did you check that out? There's a lot of things going on that people don't realize. People are hurt and the trauma is building, and people just sit there every day and they press play. No, man, no. Do better than that, and don't come with the same old nonsense. You're going to get this person. You ain't sliding on nobody in these times. Anybody sliding on slide straight to prison. Anybody get killed, the person that killed them, they're going to lose their life too. So it's a lose-lose situation. Can't you see you could build something else and have people looking up to something else? Come on now, we could do better than that. I just can't believe it. It's just heartbreaking to see every single day. What are we doing? What are we really doing? And then you can't 100% point the finger at the kids because they have parents that just lead them astray. If your kids don't listen to you, you got to understand you lost some kind of connection. You can't just say, oh, well, he doesn't listen to me. I don't know what he's doing. No, in these times, you have to know you have to be imposing on your family. You have to impose. It's your family. You could do what you want to do. If it's coming from your heart, they have to accept it. That's just how family goes. These mistakes made us so detrimental, and it's sad out there that we're losing a lot of our youth, and these are people that could have made a difference in society, but somehow, some way, they just got misled and went down this way of this tough guy way that's been fed to people for years and years and years of that's supposed to be the guy, and that guy never makes it. That guy, I never seen the tough guy made it. I don't want to hear who you think is tough. I'm telling you, none of them I don't think they're tough. I never seen a tough guy that made it like that, right? I don't care what people think is tough. I'm saying from my eyes, seeing that the people that really make it are the people that's smarter, that made the better decisions. Their toughness didn't get them anywhere, okay? Their toughness, the toughness gets you views. You can knock somebody out or be the funniest jokester or clown, put a clown nose on, big shoes, and you got 1 million views. But at the end of the day, if you ain't doing something that's substantial, you don't expect somebody to respect you, right? Oh, you ain't gonna grab nobody to respect you. Only chumps do that. Respect is earned. No matter who you are in this world, respect is earned. Ain't nobody too big enough for nobody. You gotta go out there and you have to present yourself as your best person these times. Don't go out there like no dummy or doofus and say you're just doing what you want. You're not doing what you want in this world. I hate to bust your bubble, but you're in the wrong place. When you're an influencer, you put an influence on other people, and if you keep causing people to do negative, that negative is gonna come right back to you because you influence a whole batch of people to be negative. You understand how this thing works? It's just sad out there, man. People just go on in every day in life like it's just, oh, it's nothing, and then it's sad because then it hits your home. This type of stuff, this type of energy, this whole violence, gun violence, this stuff, there's nobody too big for it. There's no weighing it out who's better at it. I'm telling you, there's no weighing out who's better at it. It's just who makes the bigger mistakes in this type of situation. That's what it's usually about. Who makes the bigger mistake? Who's gonna take it to the point where they're sleeping outside of your house, looking through your window, and in their head they're gonna think that's gonna be the toughest person, but they didn't realize all of a sudden the cop lights are behind them and their life is thrown away just as well. You can't win. There's no way you're enjoying yourself in these points of your life making these type of mistakes. And I'm just being serious about it. The people that you think they're just rappers, man. They're just rappers, man. They're just rappers. They're trying to make a living for themselves and do better for themselves. You know, if they were still doing things in the streets right now, there'd have been people on them and after them. You know, they don't work like that. When you're into something, you're a part of it. You're in it. You know what's going on. You know the heartbeat of the street. You know what's going on at the pulse of it. You know from the tippy top to the down bottom what's going on. You know what happened Monday. You know what happened Friday. That's just how it is when you're in it. If you were looking from a distance, you can be fooled and you can get lost. You can get lost. You know, you got to make it to an age where you can have some kind of understanding. But in between those times, those mistakes you make, people have to guide you through those mistakes for you to understand what's going on. If you just go in head on, you're willing to crash. You're gonna crash. You're gonna crash. There's a lot of people with a lot of mental health problems out there that they go out there every day and they're wishing they see somebody that's just as tough as them or bump into them so they can draw first. But it's like, yo, nobody want to do that. People out here trying to live their life and trying to do better build businesses and things like that. People ain't out here trying to be the toughest guy. That's old school stuff, trying to be the toughest in the neighborhood. That's the brokest in the neighborhood, man. Be the guy that built something up, put a building in your neighborhood. Don't be the guy that tore something down. Nobody respects that. There's always going to be that guy that's, he's hurt and he takes his hurt from his home all the way, to wherever he got to go. But usually that guy he don't stand for nothing. You can't look at that guy. He don't stand for nothing. God gave him a tough beginning so he can get through it, and he took it and looked at it in a whole different angle and pushed it upon people. Yeah, he's supposed to get karma. This is just how it works. People that don't have this type of upbringing, learn from somebody else that's actually telling you the facts, and you understand why people think the way they do. Don't just think that the way you came up is supposed to be the way that's supposed to be. No, you came up with no mother, no father, and your household mother. You think that's the way you're supposed to push upon people? No, that's not the way to go. Just because you came from a certain way, you might could take that, but somebody else can't take that. You got to look at that as a strength of what you went through. Instead of going out there like that's how it's supposed to. No, that's not how it's supposed to be. That's not a healthy household. I don't know who raised you, but that's not a healthy household no matter what these people tell you. It's not. You got a lot of dudes out here chasing women like it looks like it's the thing to do on social media, but they ain't tell you about how this one got child support on them, this one got child support here and there, and it's pulling from everywhere, and they ain't got no time to spend no love in this old turmoil. They ain't tell you that, did they? No, they just gonna throw the money in your face like everything's all good, and you know it ain't all good because you living life just like them. We on the same earth. We see what's going on. What makes you think that it's so different that what he's driving makes his life completely different than what your life is? Just because when he get out, he going to the same hell, having the same problems and the same stress as the average person. Come on now. Be all human out here. Let's stop the pretending stuff. You can only pretend for so much, and only for a certain type of person you could pretend to. Kids and stuff. Grown men don't believe in that. You can see when somebody's fibbing on the way, come on, man. This is just how it goes. It's like people faking their numbers and stuff. It's like, you want me to believe that now? You trying to feed me dog food or something, man? Go on with that, man. Ain't no stupid people over here. Go on with that, man. I understand. The magic trick is a magic trick. You get away with it once. Okay. Second time come around with it, I'm gonna snatch it. I'm gonna snatch the table off. I'm gonna throw the table to the side, man. You don't do that, man. You know, you only get away with things only one time when you're around here, man. You gotta be very careful when you're out there. For the youth out there coming up, train. If you have kids out there, try to teach them a little better. Try to show them how to resolve their problems without taking it to violence. There's so many other ways you can resolve problems. That's just how that's just how the world is built, resolving problems. You know, if you keep going at it with the violence, then it doesn't. You can't build nothing off of that. If everybody just wants to get destructive, what's the sense of us coming on social media and trying to have build with people or connect with people? It's only going to cause more violence, right? So we got to come together and teach the youth that is a. Don't let them be guided by rap. Use rap as your theme background music. Put that in the background of you. That's just background music. That doesn't control your life. That stuff is not real. Just like the jewelry half of them wear. Your life is controlled on how the things you love, your journey. Everybody has a separate journey. Don't let social media put you on this algorithm journey where you're sounding like when you speak to a person, they sound like a quote mixed with like somebody's rap song. Don't be that guy. Don't be that girl. Be you. Don't let social media shape you and tell you who you are. Or don't have social media going out there having you taping some stuff or some crimes of you and picturing you in a certain way, because people are going to look at you like that forever. The way people look at you is very detrimental in these times. Social media don't erase it. It doesn't erase away. Whatever you do, mistakes you made nowadays, oh my God, it's for the world to see every single day. They pull it up. So you got to be very careful of what you're doing and how you present yourself and the things you're doing out here. So, you know, that's the only reason why I jumped back in here for you guys, just to let you know how I was feeling, because that just hit me different with just seeing good people lose their families to this gun violence. It could be anybody. It's not just about Remy Ma or just celebrities. It could be anybody. That's what we don't understand. We all in this thing together. It's not just them going through. They can be going through their pain today, and I go through my pain tomorrow. We don't know. But all we know as a community, we can't keep losing our own people. We can't do that no more. We got to do better, think better. All right? Just wanted to jump in and let you guys know that, you know, there is somebody out here that's going to be dropping the jewels for you guys. So if your kids are going the wrong path, a different route, tell them tune in, and maybe I could drop some jewels on them. Just tell them to follow. This music you have to dig for that can conduct your journey in a different way of violence. But in these times, I would say just use music as your backdrop and tell them kids that when they make these decisions and all these mistakes are final mistakes, man. Murder and all that type of stuff, that's man business. That ain't no, you know, that's different type of business. You know what I mean? So please, out there, people out there, don't lose your kids, don't lose your loved ones to the street violence. Love on them, make sure everybody's safe, and don't go out there using no, you know, weapons to, you know, to solve any problems. It ain't gonna work. It's never gonna work. No matter how you look at it, how tough you may think it might be, how tough a person might look or seem, when it comes to gun violence, anybody can die. So, yeah, man, I hope you guys could take this and, you know it's coming from a person with a, you know, with a heart, man, and not get feeding y'all no fake stuff. So yeah, I just hope pray for Remy's family. You know, healing energy still goes to Remy's family, because it's still trauma. You know, it's not easy dealing with this type of situation that people just blast on social media. I know I'm gonna hear a whole bunch of other things like, you know, he should have been there, this and this and that. But I just wanted to let you know, man, for the youth out there, there's other things you could do. You could open fashion. You could do some fashion. You could you could even get into like just doing like real estate at a young age, and then by the time you're building yourself all the way up until you get your big mansion or whatever you see or whatever, if you like cars or something, you know, try it. Instead of saying I want to buy that car, try to own a dealership. Just change your mindset and look more towards ownership, and stop looking towards these people who they seem to be cool, or they seem to be like that on social media, but really they're not like that. So don't follow the wrong people, man. There's kings out here. Trust me, they're just not the kings that you feel that the kings out here, they're not dressed up with a whole bunch of diamonds and stuff like that. Those are the devils. Those are the devils. Those are going to be the shiny stuff that's going to fool you. Trust me. The kings out here, the jewels come from in here, all right? So until next time, it's your boy Mickey Made It. I'm out of here. Love y'all, and make sure y'all share this around, and don't get caught up by that nonsense and that fake stuff. It ain't going to work. It ain't going to work.